Have you ever met someone who just smells good? Not like perfume, not like something obvious, just clean, warm, slightly familiar. And the strange part is, it feels effortless, like they're not even trying. What most people assume is simple. They must be wearing a really good fragrance, but that's rarely the full answer. In fact, what you're noticing isn't just a product. It's a combination of things your brain blends together into one impression, something we don't consciously separate, but immediately recognize. There's a concept in sensory perception called odor layering, even if people don't think of it that way. What you smell is almost never a single scent. It's a mix: skin, fabric, air, residue from products. Even the temperature of the body changes how scent develops. And here's where it gets interesting. Your skin isn't neutral. It has its own chemistry: oils, bacteria, pH, and that chemistry actually transforms whatever you put on it. The exact same fragrance can smell completely different on two people. Not slightly different, noticeably different. Warmer skin tends to project scent more. Oily skin holds onto fragrance longer. Dry skin makes it fade faster and feel sharper. So when someone always smells good, part of it is that their natural chemistry works in their favor. But that's only one layer. There's also something more subtle, something most people never think about: consistency. People who smell good usually don't change their scent constantly. They repeat it day after day, and your brain picks up on that. There's a phenomenon in neuroscience where repeated sensory input starts to build an emotional association, even if you're not aware of it. So when you smell that same scent again, you don't just recognize it. You feel something familiar: comfort, calm, attraction, not because of the scent itself, but because your brain has linked it to a person, to a presence. That's why someone can start to smell like themselves, not literally, but perceptually, and over time that becomes powerful. There's also another detail people underestimate. Clean doesn't actually have a smell. The idea of clean scent, fresh laundry, soft soap, light airiness, is something that's been designed. Most products labeled as clean use very specific notes: light citrus, soft musk, aldehydes, sometimes a hint of floral. They don't smell like cleanliness. They smell like what we've been taught cleanliness should be. So when someone smells clean, what you're really detecting is a very carefully constructed illusion. And when it's subtle, not overwhelming, it reads as natural, effortless, which is exactly the effect people notice. Another thing: proximity. The people who smell the best are usually not projecting scent across the room. You only notice it when you're close. That changes everything, because scent at a close distance feels personal. It doesn't feel like a statement. It feels like part of the person, and your brain processes that differently. Strong, loud fragrance can feel external, like something added, but soft, close scent feels internal, like something that belongs. That's why it's more memorable. And maybe the most interesting part is this: when you remember someone who smelled good, you usually don't remember the scent itself. You remember the feeling, the moment, the atmosphere, the way being around them felt. The scent just carries it. So when you ask why some people always smell good, it's not really about what they're wearing. It's about how everything comes together: their chemistry, their consistency, their restraint, and the way your brain turns all of that into something familiar, something you can't quite describe, but instantly recognize. And once you notice it, you start realizing it was never just about fragrance.